Okay, we're live. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Today we continue session 7 of our GURPS Conan campaign.
Well, we're not continuing it, we're starting it.
Well, yes, start. Before we begin, does anyone have any points they wish to spend? Any bookkeeping that needs to be done?
Kudo is going to increase his brawling by 4 more points.
Dare I ask what that puts him at?
19, and also 19 for his targeted attack.
Does he actually have a grappling skill?
He's got wrestling and brawling.
Okay.
What's his wrestling at?
14.
You probably want to increase your wrestling instead of brawling, because brawling's used for bites and punches and kicks, whereas wrestling you'd use for grappling and taking down.
I haven't really used the skill, though, to justify increasing it.
Well, Kudo has.
No, Kudo has not used wrestling. He's used brawling.
Kudo has used it. Just when you weren't here.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll increase wrestling instead.
To good effect, I seem to recall. He broke somebody's neck.
Very effective.
Ah, yes, giant horses.
They're not so giant anymore. I fixed them.
So it would seem.
I've also updated their names. Hang on, let me identify them.
The horses?
No, the
that's interesting.
bad guys. Did you get a script error?
No, I was just mousing over the bad guys and noticing how you named them.
Well, that's how they're named in the tracker as well.
Well, I wasn't looking at the tracker.
Why would we look at a tracker? This is
No, they already said
No, that's
kill
right.
them
They
and
already
choose
said
their
kill
weapons.
us. Well, that might have been a suggestion.
All right, so quick recap. Last week you guys were out on patrol. This takes place, I think it's a week after we had determined.
Ish.
Some of you are still injured. During that week, you had seen, or there's been rumors of a winged beast that's been flying over the region, and one of you saw it. I think it was a Pentis. Actually got a good view of it.
Yes.
Where is it? This guy. Did that share?
It would seem not. Oh, there it goes.
There it is.
So you actually got a good look at it. People are scared, freaked out, and because people are superstitious, they're saying it's a bad omen, bad things are going to happen. So you were out on patrol, you were doing your usual thing, and a prison wagon that has been taking a path, out of sight, not on the roads, deliberately trying to be unnoticed, was spotted by one of your guys. I do have a picture for that one as well somewhere. choose. You went to investigate because that's kind of your job. When you arrived, the driver immediately saw you guys, freaked out, jumped off, and ran off into the woods, quite scared. There was a few moments of sort of deliberation between the soldiers that are guarding this wagon, and the guy in the front, I think it was that one there, he ordered the dudes to kill you. And that's where we left off.
And that's not very nice. Now,
Who knows?
now
Who
do we
knows when to
take
move into the woods?
bets on whether or not anybody but Balder and Kurgan are going to get a chance to kill anybody?
Might be able to take out one, maybe.
Now you got to get there before they do.
Well,
That's
I
fair.
wasn't fully squared away, so I'm just going to take a step and do a, ready my shield.
Presume if we were approaching a situation that could be combat, we'd probably have the shields out at least.
Yeah, but I wasn't. Yeah.
I'm happy for you guys to be combat ready.
Well, if Balder personally doesn't want to have his shield at the ready, that's his thing.
It's fine.
He can see to his own welfare. Okay, so I was going to ask how they're armed, but you have clearly told us how they're armed, and they are. No, we got one guy with a bow in the back. All right. Well, the guy with the bow in the back will probably notice the crest on my helmet and think me the leader. So if he doesn't try to shoot Balder in the face first, he's going to probably go after me. So I will keep this wagon between myself and him. In the meantime, I shall. I'm going to assume Balder's sort of ready to charge. Would that be my interpretation?
He is sauntering in that direction, yeah.
Okay, so
Limbering
I'll-
up, yawning.
I'll assume everybody else is going to do the same. So I will just move at this point.
I was going to say, y'all can
I'll
hang back if you want to.
I'll keep pace, though. Well, as funny as it would be to just watch you kill everybody, that I don't know, it would be entertaining.
Can I still take a step and knock an arrow, or?
Yep.
Step and knock.
Gonna move on up
To the top.
To the east
and
side.
don't stop.
What are you doing getting in front of me?
Yeah, it's fun.
I am totally
Totally,
going to knock
totally.
you down as I run by.
It's the only way he's going to get a chance to kill somebody.
Did we skip a Pinchas?
Nope. You were just last.
We didn't mean to.
Sure.
Why is there no range thing on the range penalty?
There is. Which, did you just fix that?
So you can see range pointers?
Yes.
Yes. And modifiers.
That's odd. I don't actually see the range modifier.
Huh.
That's kind of neat.
Also, the text isn't tiny.
Yeah, that's because it's scaled to the hex. So if the hexes were really small, then the text would still be tiny. I do not know why I don't see the range pointers. Anyway.
Well, you've only got yourself to blame for that.
It's probably my fault, but I'll blame someone else for it. Okay, so this guy will start swinging his flail, getting it ready. He will take a step.
Oh, you done fucked up, buddy.
Now, that was the lead, right?
Yes. The guy with the bow will ready an arrow. Are those hexes easy enough to see, or do you want me to make them stand out a bit more?
Yeah, fine for me.
Ooh, Pinch's turn. Pinch's is going to step and concentrate.
Do something cool.
I want to, if Baldur doesn't actually put any distance between me and himself. But if he does, I can still try it.
Oops.
And remember, you got short arms.
Just a question on your side of things. Are you seeing your own basic speeds or turn order, but not the turn order of the NPCs?
This is true. And
Okay,
also
okay.
new.
Yes, it's something that I fixed with this update.
Interesting.
Kudo's going to get into some cover and try to stealthily approach.
All right, so
Is he smart enough to do that?
He's got intelligence 6.
so you would have to give him an instruction. To some degree, is autonomous, but he doesn't do things, intelligently.
That is a crazy intelligent dog.
He is definitely smart for a dog.
I think
So
3 or
you can
4
roll.
is considered like genius for a dog.
4 is normal. I think
Not
5
for a
and
dog.
6.
Animals are 2 or 3.
Of course, I had my modifiers for my bow attack. That still succeed.
Okay, so for the most part, they know where he
It's
is.
a success by 7.
These guys are going to see him sneaking off into the trees.
Okay. What is the Kudo wouldn't know that. So what is the normal movement for someone who's trying to be stealthy?
Well, you can move up to your full move, but you're at -5 on your stealth roll. Otherwise, it's normally 1.
Wow, gonna be like that tonight.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, Baldur's mixed in. Materius is going to be there. Okay, well, let's just assume I'm going to be there to back him up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I could actually reach. But Kurgan is going to shoot him before I get there. Kurgan didn't actually take a shot yet, has he?
No, he's going to take a shot that's coming around.
You are right after me, so I am not going to cross into your lane. Actually, I am going to wait for you to go. Which I can't do. I don't think I can convert that to a move and attack.
If you move up to the place that's to the left of him, the hex to the left, you won't be crossing in front of me.
That's not the point. The point is, if I, well, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I could get to this side, I guess, but that's going to get in Materius' way. Materius can change his target. Damn it.
Ah, rude.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll just we'll call that a heroic charge. Damn it! I forgot to flip that token again.
Just accept the fact that he's left-handed.
I refused.
He is sinister. We don't trust him because of
Let's
that.
see, fatigue point, and let's see. It's been like a week since I've fought anybody. I got to remember how to do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a stab at him. Overhand, one-handed. And those giant dice are messing with my head.
They really are.
Makes everything else look short.
Successfully blocks it on his shield.
There, Kurgan, I have absorbed that block for you. Make it count.
Just 1 sec.
If he dodges, it should totally hit the guy behind him.
There will be that. Just need to recalculate his dodge, see if it's right. Okay, it's not. For the record, that dodge includes the shield DB. Actually, I might just do a DB modifier. He has dodged. I'll get you to roll another attack roll. Just looking for 9 or less to see if the guy behind gets hit.
Roll a 3. It's not a 3.
All right, so your arrow will fly wild.
Wild. Fly into the guy behind him. He dodged.
Well, that's why I got a 9 or less roll to see if the guy behind got hit.
Never mind. No, I was just thinking, side note, it wouldn't be a terrible thing to have like a half move and dodge checkbox for the defenses to add DB. So you could just switch it on and off when it's not appropriate.
All right, going in for move and attack.
Get attacking my people.
Well, he just went and attacked my people. I'm
What
just
kind of-
passing along the favor.
What kind of culture are you from?
When where we kill these guys. That's about it. So move and attack. Mark P.
Let's see. Do I have bad temper?
Well, you have Materius has reach too, so he could actually hit the other guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's actually okay. Yeah.
And not piss off Balder.
All right, so you go in and you're
Feel
just
like that's
about to hit this guy. You see Boulder staring or glaring at you and change your
No,
mind.
he's been around me long enough now. It's like no. Single combat is all important. I will stand back and let somebody else fight their own battles.
There we go.
He takes on the shield. No shield damage. Alright, so this guy has 2 targets. Which does Materius use a shield?
Both of us have shield, I think.
Actually, that would have been shield damage anyway. Not that it probably does anything.
Why would that have been
Well,
shield
I'm
damage?
assuming those are DB2.
They are, so he succeeded by 2, so he didn't need the shield DB. So
Right.
that shouldn't have been shield damage.
Yes.
So Materius has a shield?
That's you, Andricus.
Materius does not have a shield.
He does not have a
Oh.
shield? Okay, so
Nope.
Materius is the weaker target.
Well, that's a given. Look how small he is.
He will swing his flail, and that will hit.
I will. So
Flail.
since I've done in heroic charge, could I still do an extra effort for feverish defense?
Extra effort, yeah. Retreat, no.
Okay. Yeah, I had a
And you
feeling. retreat
can't
wouldn't.
parry, you can only dodge since you attacked with your weapon.
Which is
Had a feeling
good
that was
because
close to you.
blocking is at -2 and parrying is at -4 against flails.
Yeah, I was going to say. We
It's a good
hardly
thing
ever
it's not
run
just
into
one of the
those.
ones.
Okay, so you will dodge out of the way. This guy here with the sword will take a swing at you, Materius.
Everybody just wants to kill me today, man.
Look at you, you're very killable.
No,
That's a
no, I
hit.
disagree.
I feel compelled to kill you.
While you work out your defense,
Eeh.
you couldn't parry.
That's right.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah. Okay.
No, he
Then,
can.
Because he did a move and
I
attack.
don't think I can.
But that
Oh.
would have still failed as a dodge anyway.
Never you mind.
There's your damage.
Okay.
That was kind of weak.
I'll take it.
That's cutting as well. So this guy's going to... So Bernie has a shield. He's going to take a swing at the legs. Actually, shields still protect the legs, don't they?
Well, I haven't done anything to make it not. I can still block a shot at the legs.
All right. He's going to just take a swing.
Whatever. I'll go ahead and fall back from that. I can't do that because I did a move and attack. I'll just take it. Yeah. Should not have done that. Stand by.
Here's your
Oh,
damage.
I stopped you. I stopped you. Combat luck.
Okay.
And one more just for good measure. Stopped it. You know, I probably forgot about that before too.
Okay, so that block, I assume, no shield damage yet. Alright, so this guy is going to take a step and attack the most logical. He will thrust with a spear.
Ooh.
It is a hit.
Right. And I still can't fall back. Well, this time I'm not going to make that last mistake. Yep, wrong button. Feverish.
This will have to be a dodge as well.
God damn it.
Easy done. With an arrow ready, this guy will just move here and try and get some position.
Apentius will step and cast Black Blade onto Baldur's weapon.
Ooh, what's that do?
I am going to say that I took an extra step to increase my casting time back at the fort. I'm going to incorporate the range, which is not going to overall affect the total spell points because I am a mere 6 yards away. So that does not increase my total spell point cost beyond or higher than 19. This is a 15 spell point spell to cast. So I should be casting this at my Path of Necromancy just at its flat level to attach.
Okay, make your roll. 17.
I think it's just 16.
No, I'm saying you should roll the 17.
Okay.
None of that crap, please.
He said it, so just hang on.
That was weird.
All right, so I successfully attached it, and now it's time to cast it.
All right, so what's the effect?
You don't hear me utter the word, but in a flash, a dark energy crosses between me and Balder, and it basically his blade ingests it. And I can't drop the effect into the chat, but perhaps you could, GM.
Wow.
spell, I mean.
Gain a 3D toxic follow-up for the next 10 seconds.
Where do I find the effect?
So it'll be under others, in abilities. Black Blade.
So I'm looking at this thing, and I do notice there's an error with the typical casting. You have a casting space G.
Yeah, well, it's my squinty eyes.
All right, so 3D toxic damage.
So all you got to do is scratch him.
And I've marked Black Blade used off of my list of spells, and off we go.
Is that every strike, or is it just a once-off?
It lasts for 10 seconds. Let's see here. It's resisted like a normal spell.
Okay, so every turn. I imagine it's every turn.
I believe so, yeah.
For 10 seconds. All right, let me set that effect up. I should do the effect on Apentius and just target it to Boulder.
Hmm.
Let's see if that works.
Is that a thing? How does that work?
Okay, I think that's because it would be happening on your turn. All right, see how that goes.
All right, so Kudo's turn.
Yes,
Now you said stealth at -5 if he's going to do a full movement, right?
correct.
He's going to charge Soldier 3 and try to wrestle him to the ground.
Hamstrings and throat.
He's not really sneaking at that point, is he?
Well, he's trying to stealthily come in so that maybe he gets the surprise on him.
Oh, right. You weren't here for that. Now, I posted this stuff in on the boards so you could read it. But so the deal is, you do a bite. Normal bite
The
does
brawling
damage.
bite neck. Okay.
Yeah, and then you can either nip and let go, or you can hold on.
All right, so this guy's going to
Scream girlishly.
retreating.
Well, did he successfully notice since I tried to stealth?
I don't
Let me
think
see.
they were ignorant of you.
They
Well,
weren't
they saw him
ignorant.
go into the woods, but he might not
No,
have seen
the
him coming
previous,
out.
but maybe not this time.
That looks like a no.
He's too distracted by
The
Velitrium.
left-handed guy with the spear.
Right-handed.
I will
left-handed.
say that he is effectively stunned for the purpose of this. He wouldn't get no defense because he'd see Kudo just emerge, so he'll be effectively stunned for this.
Eh.
And this is a neck attack.
He's still going to attempt to block it.
He can't.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
He's already used his block.
No, he hasn't. They've had a turn since your attacks.
No.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they have, because it's Kudo begins the round. It goes Kudos, you guys, then them.
Right. Lame.
Being stunned, does he get negatives?
-4.
Yeah.
Okay,
That ain't
so that's a
gonna
fail.
That ain't gonna cut it.
I do not like these big dice. They're just all sorts of weird.
It'll take some getting used to.
And then I need to see if that does any additional damage for neck.
Now we get the scene where you got the guy shaking around and obviously fake dog, stuffed dog.
Is that severe wounds
Or-
neck or
Just the neck.
Or a dog ragdolling a obvious
Uh-huh.
fake person. I
Yeah,
like that
either
one
way.
better. Because it's a guy in a dog suit.
This is Conan, so it's going to be practical effects. So there'll be a blood pack on the neck as well.
and there is it is impaling.
Well, you
I don't
didn't
know
get
if
an
that
artery.
matters against neck. I don't remember.
I think it's
It
still
doesn't do
times
anything
2.
extra.
And
it's
then
just
if
times
I
2.
so is it next round he does the wrestling or this round he does wrestling?
Right, so the deal is now he has established a grip. So next round you can actually do the contest and you can try to take down or do whatever you're going to do with him, try to break his neck.
Got it.
Okay.
Also, he is grappled. And I probably don't have to worry about him trying to stab me.
Deceptive 2 is going to attempt to block that with a retreat.
Well, you need to roll a 17.
So that's a success.
Dang, it's not clicking.
You have a grappled guy and an injured guy.
So I am going to counterattack. And I think I'm going to give that a little bit of deceptive as well. Yeah, why the hell not? I got to get past that shield. So basically I'm putting the shield up there to hide the thrust that's coming. And that's a hit and a fallback.
Okay,
So he'll be -2 to dodge or block and -3 to parry.
he's going to attempt to block that. He's going to retreat. So that will be a succeed by 2. So that's a success.
This is going to be a long, long fight.
But that is shield damage.
Is it? Because you didn't put the damn mods on there, so we can't.
The block already includes it.
Right, but he was at -2.
Yeah.
And then +1, so -1.
So he succeeded
Okay,
by
so
2.
he made it by 0.
He succeeded by 2, but yeah, because of your modifiers. To succeed
Well,
by
I
0.
seriously doubt it's going to do it. What's the shield? What's
Just a normal
the
medium
cover
shield.
DR? I think the cover DR is like 9, so it's highly unlikely I'll actually get through. But I'll roll it anyway. Oh, it almost rolled over in a 6.
All right, that's not enough to penetrate and hurt him.
Fast drawn arrow. Take a step and knock.
Alrighty, still going after number 2. Gonna try to see if I can make him hurt.
You are going to have to step back.
I can
Or change
change
grip.
grip mastery, yeah.
So you're changing grip then.
Yep.
And my playlist
He
just
will
hit a
just
300
block.
song.
Successfully blocks.
Oh, come on. That's just mean. Very impolite.
Shields suck.
All right, again, the clearly weaker target is Materius, so he's going to swing his flail at him. That will be a hit. While you work out your defense, I shall move on. This guy is going to return the favor and swing at Materius with his sword. That will succeed. So Materius needs 2 defense rolls.
One moment. Because I would do this.
Nice.
And I would I'd have that retreat as part of that.
Very nice.
So that's a critical miss. He will drop his flail.
And then I'd be back from the sword guy from by the time Soldier 2
Well,
is...
they're happening simultaneous.
Oh, it's still... Okay. Okay, then I cannot defend
Well,
against
You
number 2.
What? Yeah, you still be able to dodge him.
if
I
you
thought I could only dodge one in
if you
turn.
step back, then he
No,
would
you
step
can
in.
dodge an infinite number of things in a round.
Ah.
You can only block one or parry one.
Well, and that's
Not
not necessarily
parry.
true either. You can actually block more than once too, if you're using that option.
Well, then, okay. Then I'll make him not hit me too.
So this guy is going to
Bleed all over that dog.
What's the penalty to use a sword in close? It's -4, I believe.
It's minus
Is it
4, and he's
-2?
grappled, so it's minus another 4.
He's going to telegraph stabbing Kudo. That's not enough.
Would have been a surprise.
This guy sees his buddy in
Why
trouble.
is he still? Why do you see Ronnke there? Because he's fighting the dog.
Oh, sorry. His tug
Oh,
as
he
well.
had me targeted.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, derp.
This guy
Right.
is going to have a swing at Kudo. Try and save his buddy. Or stab, I should say. With the -2 penalty, he's going to telegraph this. That's still going to be a miss.
Now we're talking.
Now, potentially hits his buddy.
No.
He hits his buddy.
Okie dokie.
Come on, be good. Oh,
Wow.
that's a good one.
He's going to be mentally scarred now.
Yeah, he won't live long enough for that.
I don't know. Ronnke is like stepping back, going, "Dude, do you guys want to take care of this while I wait?"
No, my next move is going to be kind of amusing.
Are you going to Sparta kick him?
Actually, maximum damage. So that would be 7.
Damn, I'm just
Failing,
thinking
too.
if I get one of those.
This is where we need
Does
the
he hit
savage sort
vitals
of
by
Conan.
chance?
We need the savage sort of Conan thuck or schluck.
Yeah, if I get maximum normal damage, I'm doing 20 points.
Whew.
Suppose I should actually roll to see if he hits the vitals. That would be hella funny.
That is going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's a Monday right there.
Oh, so
That's-
sad.
That's still 7 points of damage impaling. That's good.
This guy's going to take aim.
That's a dog because the dog's doing all the work.
Appench's turn. Appench's moves up.
Kudo's going to continue to wrestle and try to break the guy's neck. So wrestling,
So it's a contest of your wrestling versus his strength or wrestling.
Now I get, or is it strength? Which one do I usually go with, wrestling or strength?
I think your strength is probably higher at this point.
Yeah, it's 17. And then also if I have Dex +1, then it's +1 to my strength modifier.
Not unless
Right.
that's for brawling.
Wrestling
No,
has
it
a
says
similar
wrestling.
thing.
It says the same thing.
But shouldn't you use your wrestling skill for that then?
Well, it says to either use strength or wrestling, whichever is higher, right?
Well, that's true. I guess that +1 would count whether or not your strength or whether your strength is higher. Yeah, no, that's true. It should only apply to actual wrestling use and not just raw strength.
You tried to fail that.
All right, so
But he
that's
And he
did.
failed. So deal damage.
No, it just does the margin of success is the damage that you do. And he also takes 1 fatigue.
Kudo takes 1 fatigue, or the guide takes 1
The
fatigue.
guy, because he's now suffocating.
You are choking him out.
This guy has very few options but to block.
At -3.
Damn.
Not
Wow.
helping him.
So when does the follow-up happen?
Straight away.
Guess you might need that after all.
So that's what?
Does that
Ouch.
follow-up damage bypass DR?
It's toxic.
It
Don't
typically
recall.
does. Follow-up does. It's linked that may not. I think that's how that works. All right. Ronnke is going to take a step over here. And then he is going to swack that horse in the face with a shield and spook it.
So it's going to rear up and hit Soldier 4 with his hooves.
Mm-hmm.
While Brian's like, wait a minute, I'm still calculating for Soldier 1.
All good.
Let's see. Horse is size mod 3. Typically, I think that's correct.
I think it's 2 actually.
Well, we can adjust as needed.
Yeah, follow-up has no DR.
I'm going to call this a push. I'm not really trying to do damage.
All right, so what's the effect that you're trying to achieve?
I'm going to spook it. Either make it charge away from me or rear up and paw at everything or whatever. And make that horse
kicks
a
you-
problem.
Or it pounds you right in the nuts.
Of course, if it runs over the guy with the cart too, that's
Take a step
also
and
a bonus.
Hang on. So I don't know exactly what it is to spook a horse. I think it's probably will.
Oh, stand by.
I think that's going
Will
to
make
No,
sense.
that's here. Spook mounts. Out of combat. Blah, blah, blah. Fails a fright check or refuses to perform a particular feat, it will shy and buck the rider, and blah blah blah. That's mount loss of control. That doesn't really matter.
So that's a 10. I don't know the will on a horse, but I'm assuming it's going to be at least 10.
Yeah, but what's that to do?
To
Is that
spook
to
it.
not react?
Well, it's going to start backing up out of the way of your shield. Like, get this out of my face. So it's
Well, I
backing up.
Well, it can't back up anywhere. That's the problem. But it could go to the side potentially.
Well, no, it can't
Whatever.
because it's in its harness thing. So at this point, the horse will back up as much as it can, which is sort of dragging the other horse back a little bit and sort of edging the wagon back a little bit. Let's see if this works. Hang on.
There's no rider, though. Where's the
There's
horse
no-
and rider?
There's no rider.
Where's
rider
the horn that
disappeared.
was blowing?
One second.
So my interpretation of that is it's going to spook. And it would take a rider to prevent it from doing so. Or in this case, a teamster.
To spook, it has to make a fright check, right?
I think that's just a table roll. Mount loss of control.
Well, at this point, it still hasn't failed the fright check.
Right, this is a different situation. If the mount is hit.
Okay, so you're doing damage
So
to
I
it.
hit it.
You're not just like pushing it back.
Whatever it takes. So call it, instead of a push, call it less than maximum amount of damage. So I don't know,
Okay.
1d minus 3 or something. I'm not trying to actually physically harm it. But I'm going to do max damage anyway.
All right, so there's a loss of control table.
Yeah. 397.
I'm assuming it's 3d6.
Oh, good God.
I think the horse just died.
Oh,
He
jeez.
killed it.
Oh, apparently it's a 2D, which, pick 2 of those and you get the
And
number
you take
12
two,
result.
Pick any
12, the mount falls. Oof.
All right, so it falls down.
Oh, and it needs to make a dex +1 roll or break a leg. Well, conveniently enough, you sort of pulled the.
That's probably going to break a leg.
Yeah, that probably is. You're gonna you did the Conan thing, where he punched the camel.
All right, so the horse will back up as far as it can go, trying to get away from your shield. It can't, so it sort of rears up. Because it's in its harness, it's all confined. It ends up falling, and you will hear a snap as it breaks. a hind leg.
Damn, man.
Man, I'm calling the Aquilonian SPCA.
Man, that's cruel.
Right. So this is probably a draft horse
Mm,
because it's pulling this stuff.
yeah.
That's 459. And it is 3 hexes, but it is SM1.
Really? That doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
of course, 359, 459. And Dex +1 is a 10, so he failed by 4. So sad. Gonna have to put the horse down.
All right, so Materius, your turn.
Alrighty. The stabbings will continue until death improves.
So Deceptive 1 neck. That will be a successful block, no shield damage.
These guys.
This dude
Has no flail.
He's in a bad way because he's hurting and he doesn't have anything but a shield.
He's going to pick up his flower. This one is going
Start
to
picking up his flail.
have a go at Materius. Misses. This dude will just fall unconscious.
Okay.
And ragdoll time. Dog's gonna be like
Nom, nom, nom.
shaking him around. And now it's definitely a fake body.
This guy is kind of mortified that he just stabbed his buddy to death.
Also, there's a flailing horse right behind him. It probably should have fallen on him, but never mind that.
Who's screaming in pain.
He's going to step out of the way. And
Right into the path of the arrow.
well, he doesn't know that. He's going to have a go at Kudo. Since his buddy's falling down, I don't know if that's still going to be a penalty. We'll see if it matters.
Oh,
It's not
well.
going to matter. So that will be a successful stab on Kudo. Kudo will need to defend.
Working on it.
Well, he can let go and retreat now.
This guy goes. Actually,
The two archers need to loose at the same time and their arrows hit in the middle.
is Kudo defending? Or is he going to take it like a dog? Okay, so this guy then goes, thank you, and he will loose the arrow into Kudo.
You really got it in for that dog.
Well, that's what he was aiming at. I'm annoyed that I don't see the range modifier.
Minus 30 for him.
Maybe it's because I've got the map expanded. Hang on. Ah, that's it.
5 yards.
When you have the map full screened, it doesn't show the range mod.
Interesting.
That's a successful hit.
I can still dodge, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't use extra effort though. You've already used it, and
Can
you
I
can't
still retreat?
So you have to do a straight up dodge. Ooh. Kurgan's in line of fire.
Well, there is a big tree right there.
Yeah, but he wants to shoot a PC. You know how it is.
I do know how it is.
Okay. The arrow
He
will
didn't come
fly
anywhere
past
close
Kurgan.
to, or hit the tree. One of the two.
Well, he was shooting down, so...
Question: can Penchus see Soldier 5?
Yes, but the horse is somewhat in the way.
Okay. I would like then to step and concentrate. I'm going to cast spell on Soldier 5.
All right, which spell?
It's going to be Frozen Bonds.
Is there a penalty for range on this one?
No, it's built in. It's got a range of 20 yards.
Okay. Do your binding roll.
Okay.
All right, and your concentration roll. As you use these, are you marking them off your list?
I am. So that was my attachment roll. So I think all I'm going to do is next turn I would cast it. I think, correct?
No, because it happens.
Oh, at the end of my turn, right. So this is just the roll to see if it's successful.
See, the roll you just done, this was the roll that you should have done like weeks ago when you were preparing your thing.
That's correct. Yeah. So now I'm doing my actual casting of this spell.
Yes.
So what this should have done is
What's it called?
cause a block of ice around the body of the target.
What's the spell called?
Frozen Bonds. Bonds. Frozen bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the binding strength should be 19.
All right. So the guy's going to freak out for starters, since it's not winter and ice forming around his body is just not cool.
Well, it is cool.
Not in his
It's
mind.
just not groovy.
And he makes a strength versus your path to break the ice.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
All right, so Kudo's turn.
Well, I was planning on charging but he's now cased in ice. I take it, does that cause issues for someone attacking the target?
Chip teeth.
I think he's considered grappled.
Right, but does he have DR? Because it's ice.
Probably not.
Kudo can just go for number 4.
True.
Keep in mind, Kudo is a dog, so he's not. While he's intelligent, he's not super intelligent.
I don't know. He's got a 6. That's super intelligent for a dog.
For a dog, still not going to make like super tactical choices.
You'll go in and do a brawling bite neck attack against Soldier 4. He can
Well,
use
so-
deceptive, right?
Guess so.
Yeah.
Can't think of a good reason why not. Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you damage? That's a successful grapple.
Mm-hmm. Artery?
The guy will shake off the major wound.
But not the dog.
So is Soldier 1 dude crouching?
Yes.
Okay, then I did do this right. Damn. Missed by 1.
Did you go for any targets? No.
Okay, well, one of these guys is encased in ice. The other one's got a dog attached to his neck. I suppose I can do another move and attack, or a heroic charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the turn to get to the back. I am not, however, putting my back to the archer just in case. I don't know how loose he might be. And having done so, I shall... Yeah, I'll go ahead and telegraph one to the vitals for him.
Don't miss.
Telegraph. Vitals.
It'll be fine. Or you'll die.
One
One of
hit.
the two.
Wow. Stabbed him anyway. All right. Right in the kidney. So he's got -2 for
He's
side,
No.
+2 for telegraphed, -2, minus something for being grappled. If he's dodging, it's
And he's
-1. I
falling
think.
over.
Go, good God. Okay, well, first I'm going to spit him, and then he can fall over. Out! Damn it! Forgot to put my. I got +1 on that.
6 to the vitals times 3.
What's the +1 for?
Reverse grip.
Okay, so he's going to get messed up big time.
As if he wasn't bad enough already. What was the defense he attempted? Was that a dodge?
Yes, so he fell over.
Yeah.
That's failed. So he will actually fall unconscious. That's his knockdown roll.
Kurgan's gonna take another step and continue to aim. Now I could get a +4 for aiming, or how many turns are you allowed to aim?
3.
You can
And
get
that
an
will give me the-
additional 2 points for aiming.
And then what about the accuracy of +4? How does that come into play?
Total 6.
Got it. So that's aiming 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So your first turn of aiming, you get to add your accuracy. Your second and third turns of aiming each add an additional +1. You can aim for the rest of your life if you want, but that's the max bonuses you'll get.
Then there's also all out determined to get you another 1, etc., etc.
All right, let's try this again.
You guys need a dog on your side.
Evidently. Yeah, I'll just do this.
Like a genius monster dog with saber teeth.
Well, I'll get that when Kurgan goes evil and we have to put him down. I'll keep the dog.
That's if Kudo doesn't put down Kurgan first.
I can still keep the dog. I can tell him he's a good boy for that.
That's going to hit.
Hey!
Those shiny dice are not helping you.
Oh.
I'm used to it.
Do a chest roll, see if you get vitals.
He
Okay.
did.
Oh,
Ouch.
sweet. 7 times 3, 21 points of damage.
It's a lot
to-
easier if you use the actual table there, bro.
Yeah, but then I need another window pulled up for the table when I can just roll a d6
No,
and I
you
know one is
don't.
magic.
I don't. I have them in the quick key under control. I put all of them there.
Okay,
got it.
well, I suppose you could do that, yeah.
I've got a note that I have table buttons on, so I just hit it and pull it up.
All right, so this guy's
Mine's
stunned.
better.
Which one's that? 2.
The one that got hit in the vitals.
Yes, 2.
He picks up his weapon.
It's round 2 of that. He's got to make the.
He
Damn, I fell off
finishes
his
picking up
critical
his
stuff.
weapon.
Yeah, that was wasted.
This guy decides, nah, he's done with this. He's just finished falling off your spear, and decided
He
wants
lost
to
heart.
keep falling. Yes, he lost heart.
I'm just going to lie down here and bleed internally.
This guy's going to attempt to break free from his predicament. Roll your path skill.
Okay.
I don't like his chances.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going anywhere.
Ventures is going to continue to move forward.
Kudo is going to let go and charge after Soldier 5. Brawling bite to the neck.
I wonder if there's an ice asset.
Hmm. So what is the coverage of that like? Is that like, is he covered in ice?
That's what I was
Encased
asking.
in ice. Encased in ice, in a block of ice.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure the dog would know where to bite that. It's like
They
Might
can't
be-
be. They can't be fully encased because they would suffocate then.
it's magic.
Well,
It's
it does
just
say as a
it's just
special
binding.
effect, any FP lost by the struggling victim can be recovered only with shelter and warmth, but he doesn't become helplessly entangled on 17-18.
Yeah, so he's not suffocating. He's just got the effect of binding. So the ice has effectively immobilized him. So there'll be bits that you can bite.
What is his, since he's grappled, what is his, he's got negatives to defend, right?
Yeah, it's -2 to parry, -1 to dodge. Assuming he's not actually immobile.
Just a straight attack.
Binding basic 40. Does someone want to quickly look up page 40 on binding and see exactly what it does?
Stand by.
I will roll a defense, but I don't think it's going to matter.
On a hit, your victim is grappled and rooted in place. He cannot select the move or change postures maneuver or change facing and is at -4 to dex. So yeah, it's just like grappled effectively. You can layer that on.
So that's going to be a fail. Do damage. So deceptive 2. That will be shield damage though. Alright, that's going to penetrate.
Does
Crunch.
toxic apply to that as well? To the shield damage?
It wouldn't apply to the shield damage, it would apply to him, I imagine.
Is that attack engulfing?
Yes, it is.
All right then. So he's considered pinned.
Yeah, it's binding with the engulfing modifier.
Alright, can you roll me the 3d6 toxic?
I guess it's got a hole there for breathing.
Not great.
Still
Well,
hurts. He's already serious.
now Ronnke is just basically playing backup for Kudo. So we'll move up and cover him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll get over there.
Honestly, Kurgan seeing that Kudo's got the guy pinned, he's not going to bother trying to shoot an arrow. He'll be, in effect, out of the combat at this point.
Alrighty. Well, yeah. Materials will step around. He's
Just moving?
easy. Yeah, we'll just move over here for now.
Okay, this guy will fall unconscious.
Oh, there you go.
Suppose you could run up behind him and catch him.
No, I don't have to kill him.
Alright, so the guy that is encased in the ice will have to do that first and decides he doesn't want to do anything more.
There you go.
What happened to horse?
The horse is struggling on the ground. It's got the broken leg. It tries to get up, but then just sort of collapses again. And you can see the horse is in all sorts of stress.
And Ronnke will come back over to it. It's like, yeah, that's war for you, buddy. Sorry about that.
Is the guy that I encased in ice, is he still alive?
It depends on whether Kudo rips his throat out or not.
Well,
Kudo doesn't have bloodlust.
I really want a survivor that we can interrogate.
Well,
Well, you
not
just talk to
everybody
the
is
guys in the back.
dead per se. There's some people that are alive, right? Or potentially. They're just unconscious.
I'm sure you could wake somebody up if you wanted to, but we'll talk to the guys in the cage. Hey, what's going on back here?
Okay. You start talking with these people. It is about this time that you hear the screams of someone off to the side.
Oh, that was the driver.
They seem to be screams of pain, discomfort, not too far off. Is
I'm
there
going to
any
go
plan
investigate.
to investigate?
Baldur
Alright.
is curious. He's going to meander over there.
You will meander over, and you'll sort of clear some trees, and you'll see the rider and a Pict. The Pict has the guy. You can see that there's some like injuries to the leg, as there's arrows stuck in the leg. The guy's on the ground, and the Pict is standing over this guy and scalping him while he's still alive. Pulls up
Baldur will charge him.
a scalp. Before you do, you will see this. It
Oh,
is
it's a she.
a she-Pict, but curiously, she's white-skinned. She looks at you. She sort of finishes scalping this guy, and then
We wanted to
steps
talk to him.
away, or steps back from the guy. You can see that she looks like she wants to kill this dude, but she's eyeing you off to see whether you're a threat or not. Is Boulder still charging?
Let's see. I'm looking at my advantages and disadvantages and all that stuff. He's certainly overconfident. This guy was a piece of crap, so we don't really care. Potentially a piece of crap. Is the dude still alive? I know you can survive a scalping, but
He's still alive. He's obviously in a great deal of pain, screaming. His legs are all jacked up because of injuries that brought him down. But yeah, he's messed up. He'll probably survive if he gets some help. But you can see that she's sort of preparing to finish him, depending on what you do. But she's not sort of aggressive towards you.
It's a really
She's just-
interesting question. I don't know.
She's just shaping up and sort of eyeing you off, like, are we doing this or not?
I think he's probably gonna gesture to the dude and say, "We speak to him," or because he speaks broken Aquilonian. No, accented Aquilonian. So she may have no idea what he's saying.
She speaks quite, well, not fluent, but definitely accented Aquilonian. And she said, "Him and his friends killed my people."
A friend's dead. Gesture over the shoulder.
She seems disappointed that she wasn't the one to kill them.
Well, dead, dying.
Two people who don't
She
speak
says-
Aquilonian
I know,
as
right?
their native language.
I know, right? It's awesome.
Well, she speaks accented, so
Yeah,
it's quite
I
understandable. But
speak accented, but
That means they're at a -2 to actually get a thought across.
Baldur is going to gesture back to the thing.
she'll say, "I'll have my revenge," and she sort of puts a boot on the guy, sort of forcing him into the ground, and you can see that she's going to sort of off the dude.
So she said he killed her, basically killed her family.
well, she said him and his buddies killed some of her people.
Okay, so interesting note. The Code of Honor Northmen, one of the things in there is if someone kills a member of your family, you must seek revenge. So Balder is going to respect that. And just sort of, shrug like, yeah, okay. Do it to it sort of thing. And then, gesture back and say, you speak to leader. Obviously, meaning Berenike.
She will off the dude. So she just runs him through. And then you can see that she's sort of working out what to do next. And you say you want to speak to...
Speak to leader, and probably follow up with it's like, "I Balder."
She says, Danu. She says, I wish my vengeance on the others. And she sort of starts towards the wagon, taking a sort of cautious, wide berth around you. She's not letting her guard down.
That's fine. I'll beat her back to the wagon and say, well, how would he wouldn't say friend, but someone approaching.
What do we
Decom,
see in the back of the wagon?
All right, so in the back of the wagon,
what's in the box?
If you remember from last week, you actually saw that there was a woman. There was a
family back there, wasn't it?
Yes, you assume it's a family. So there's a woman. There's a girl of probably 14. There's an old man, and there is a sort of mid to late 20s male in the back that seems to be unconscious with a head injury, fairly significant head injury.
Are they Aquilonian?
They look like settlers.
Aquilonians.
Interesting.
So Berenike was the first one around the corner there, and he said, so what's going on back here, guys?
He's totally that dude.
She is going to be freaked out at this point. She doesn't know they don't know what's going on. Give me a reaction roll. You are welcome to use an influence skill.
Intimidation.
If you wish
or
to.
You can let the scary dwarf talk for you. Hey, what's going on back here?
I can handle it. For the time being, at least. Let me think. God, my diplomacy sucks. No, I think I'm just going to take the...
I would also allow, not that you have it, but I'd allow, is it psychology, to try and chill these people out?
That's called intimidate. Knock it off.
It could have been worse.
Cold and indifferent.
She's holding her what you imagine is daughter close, and they're sort of huddled together, and she's saying, please don't hurt us, please don't hurt us.
No, they didn't want to pay the toll for this road, so they decided to abandon the cart. You guys are probably free to go. Where are you from?
She says, our farm is, and she'll give you a sort of an area which you're somewhat familiar with. You'll know that there's several, what would you call them? Pioneers, settlers, in this area that have been given free lands as part of the deal the king has with regards to this area.
Right.
With the intention to settle this place. And yeah, you'll know the area. She'll say, my husband and son, I don't know where they are.
Well, we share that in common.
Can we generally surmise that these are slavers?
Well, I was about to ask how they got into this cage in the first place.
Kurgan will search the soldiers. And also, he failed his bloodlust, so he'd probably be killing them at the same time.
See if they got any keys or something.
Oh.
Right, so you are going to kill all of them?
Yeah, he'll take his time searching, so if she gets there and wants to kill someone, he won't stop her.
I don't think they're gonna make it, so
Yes.
I don't
then in that
think
case,
they're gonna
he'll
be
probably
any good
kill
for
all of them.
interrogation.
All right, so on one of them you will find a set of keys.
I'll give the keys to Ronnke.
Do we have any obligation under our orders to actually bring these people in for any questioning by the authorities?
No, not really. Your mandate is to somewhat protect them. They're here legitimately trying to colonize this place. So, part of your job is to look after these people.
It's probably not unreasonable to see if they would be willing to head over to the fort temporarily and give us some kind of statement.
Well, that's what I mean. Even with the guys we just hacked up, don't we have an obligation under the Aquilonian law to at least take them in for questioning or imprisonment?
Imprisonment? Why?
She says, are you letting them free, though? Just
God, no.
I'm not.
This is my point.
I gave the keys to Ronnke, so it's up to you, Ronnke.
At least the guy encased in ice should be put in shackles and taken back.
Oh, well, if he's not dead, which I think he may be dead by now.
Kurgan has killed everybody.
Way to go.
All right, so you unlock, let them out.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna be fiddling with the lock for a little bit while I'm talking to him, trying to get the story of how they got into the cage in the first place.
Okay, so she will tell you, these people, they came to the farm. They said that they were scouting, that there were some Picts in the area. Then they just attacked. I fled and hid. My husband and my son, I don't know what's happened to them.
We got a pretty good idea. Don't need to tell her that, but I got a pretty good idea what happened to them.
So, question:
She
how far
sort of
away?
looks back and says, "We need to go help them. We need to find them."
So, how far away from their place are we compared to how far away from the fort are we?
Big image.
I would think it might be beneficial
It's
for us to
probably
check
around
out.
about the same. The area she's describing is sort of this valley between these hills. So maybe a little bit closer.
Do any of the people in the cage need first aid?
Well, there's a guy that has a serious head injury who is unconscious. It is about this time that Bernie, not Bernie, Boulder, and this unusual Pict woman, and
New friend.
You'll all notice her. She's dressed like a Pict, has the tattoos and such of a Pict, but she's like light skinned, which is not Pictish.
Baldur
She'll
always
be
finds the pretty
cautiously
ones.
walking to this area, and you can see that she's eyeing off the dudes that Kurgan has been killing. She'll sort of crouch down by the nearest one, have a look at him, realize that he's well and truly dead. Then she will take out her knife and proceed to remove his scalp.
Ronnke is gonna look back at the cage people and says, "Is this one with you?"
The cage people will let out a little bit of a scream because they've been told that the Picts are horrible, evil barbarians that want to murder them all.
Well, to be fair, Baldur's kind of a barbarian too.
They'll be a little bit anxious that this Pict is here.
If this Pict is here, is this Pict breaking treaty?
Is she
No.
really a Pict?
There are villages that are in this area. She's breaking treaty if she's killing people.
They're already dead. But they're already dead. Kurgan killed them.
She will then sort of, without saying anything, she's just very cautious. Keeps a distance from you, and she'll move to the next guy, check and make sure that he's well and truly dead, and then she'll begin to scalp them. And she'll continue to do this to
Baldur's
each of them.
going to ask about the hair because that's not something that his culture does. They would just take the whole head. So he's going to ask, why hair? Why take hair?
Meanwhile, Ronnke is going to ask about details about the settlement, and he's debating at this point which one to go for first. Do we go to the fort first, or do we go to the settlement first?
Probably also ask if that's all of them or if there were some others.
Yeah.
We may want to go check out the farm to be on the safe side.
I'm kind of leaning that direction at the moment. That we could at least go survey the situation. We might have a better grip on what actually happened.
Yeah. How far away did you say it was?
Put down the horse.
Well, you did that already.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay.
How far away are we from the village?
So, by the map,
half a day-ish.
So
anybody know how to drive the cart?
Penchus agrees. We really should go and see this village.
I don't think it's a village; it's a farm.
Or a farm, or a settlement, whichever.
Yeah, Balder doesn't care about that. He's at the moment because he's probably not even aware of any of that crap. So he's just trying to find out more information that he can from Danu.
Danu Dallas.
So she'll go through and scalp them all. You actually asked her why she's keeping the scalps.
Yeah.
She basically tells you
yeah,
they're just trophies.
Ah.
A lot easier to carry than whole heads.
But not as impressive. I think he may even just go ahead and point out it's like that hey, your skin is lighter than the other picks we've encountered. What's up with that? And it's like probably everybody's like, oh God, he went there.
She will shrug and says, "We are not like the Picts."
Who we?
My people.
Do you have a shaman?
Give
Well,
me
I
a
guess now we know
reaction
enough
roll,
to-
Kudo. Kurgan.
Now we know.
No, you were
Now
right
we
the
know
first
enough to
time.
actually ask that question.
Kudo's the important character.
Yeah, Kurgan is the ally. Kudo's the one actually in charge.
Would you like Penchus to step in on this?
You could try.
You will ask the question. She'll acknowledge. You'll know that she heard you. She looks at you, but doesn't answer. She just goes back to cautiously eyeing you guys off.
So if they're not the Picts, then who are they? Her people.
Where's their village?
And are they friendly? Okay, friendly is probably not the right word.
So Penchus will want to try to lean in on this too.
And everyone else will notice that she speaks quite well Aquilonian for a Pict.
Yeah, so Penchus would like to try and step in here to at least try to get a good reaction from her in the sense of saying, we need some powerful shamanic magic.
She looks a little confused. It's like a strange question to ask in the current situation. But give me a reaction roll, or you could use an influence skill if you want. Okay, so you're using diplomacy. You're sort of negotiating.
Yeah, I'd like to say that, in effect, Penchus is going to try to explain that we've been looking for a shaman to assist us in understanding some magic that our Aquilonian knowledge just doesn't help us understand. And if we've helped her by taking these people out, we sure could use her assistance.
You didn't help her. You denied her. You killed Steele.
Yeah.
Killed Steele.
However, I'm going to try to word
In our
this.
defense, they attacked us first.
Yeah. However, this is going to look for her, Penchus is going to try to leverage this in some way.
She will say, "We have a shaman. Why should we help you?"
Oh, dude, Balder's totally going to step in there and point in Kurgan and Materius and say, cursed.
She will look at them. Obviously, a little bit more suspiciously. She says, "What curse?"
Well, we attacked some pretty big critters, and some
Pentius
kind
had
of
actually
wisp of
identified
smoke
it.
came into us.
Pinchas was trying not to explain the details, mostly just, trying to at least say we need to find a powerful shaman. But anyway,
Balder is kind of honest.
Up everyone's butts.
Truth. No, I guess he's not, but yeah, he's blunt.
Okay, well, at the mention of the details, she will, take a further cautious step back, and will be keeping an eye on those two. You can see that she's obviously understood and, alarmed, or a little bit more cautious.
Oh, don't worry, they're not infectious.
She says, "You should give them mercy. Kill them."
Well, that's what Balder really wants to do, but
He sort of shrugs in half agreement.
Well, we figured we'd give the shaman a try first, just in case. They're still useful at this point. As to what benefit you might have for helping us, well, I'm sure we could come up with something. In the meantime,
Is this all of them?
yeah. How many more are you tracking?
She says, "Just these."
well then,
And he's sort of talking to both parties here at this point. And says, "So, was there only one wagon? How did they catch any other people and go a different direction? Is this it?"
She looks at you and just shakes her head. "Only these. Only these that I've seen."
Cage people agree.
If you ask, they don't know. It seems it's all very sudden, and they were,
Right.
captured, chucked into cages, so they don't really know.
perhaps we could have a conversation, just the party, to kind of come up with a plan of how we want to proceed.
Oh, maybe we bring the white pick girl with us, and she can collect some more hair and make a whole cloak out of it or something.
Pinchas will point out that this is, fascinating, that we perhaps are coming across somebody who was raised by picks. I find that fascinating, but I also feel that we should.
She said they're not. Look at the NPC card. It says Ligurian warrior. So
Right.
Yes,
We don't know that.
you click on her, and the info bar above her head says Ligurian warrior.
Whoever she is, I think it's great that we can maybe bring her along with us, and then, well, what do we know about other tribal or other groups in this area beyond the
That's
Picts?
true. But didn't somebody end up with actual area knowledge of the region we're in?
Hell no.
I have
Curious
the
most definitely did
Bosnian.
not.
I have Bosnian marches.
Yeah, that's not here.
Give me an IQ roll. Basically, I'm crit hunting here, so if you roll a crit, you might have heard stories.
I ain't heard crap. That was close. There's 2 1s. You just needed another one.
Well, the skill default's IQ -4.
Is that everyone? We're missing someone who hasn't rolled.
Kurgan doesn't get a roll.
I rolled. Kudo doesn't get a roll.
Kudo doesn't get a roll.
Why not? I like Kudo.
There's still one missing.
He's farming it out to his man companion.
Oh,
Oh, Boulder
no,
rolled a
Balder.
track.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
no.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's 5.
That was IQ. Didn't mean I was
Yep,
about
that's
to
all right.
make a
Success
reaction
by
check.
0.
So you haven't heard of Ligurians or anything like that. You have heard the odd story of, Pict or Aquilonians that have been, captured and taken as slaves and have grown up with the Picts. But she has said she's not Pict. Or their people are not Pict. So she's referring to something different.
Well, I would think we then have a mandate of some measure. Pentish as a scribe should know this. Do we not have some mandate to at least follow this up?
We are on a security patrol, I suppose would be the term. So we're here about security. So this raid on a village around here or a settlement is definitely within our patrol mandate. New people, probably not, but there's no reason we couldn't look into it. I mean, it would be useful information.
I would think new people would want, what interests the governor should interest us.
If we can reasonably find out more about that situation, I say let's go ahead. Otherwise, our primary concern is security.
Which is probably going to the farm.
Which
And
at
then
this point is
also-
most likely going to the farm.
I need to drop out. My Unity just froze on me.
Okay.
Epentius?
Yes.
You didn't have anything to do with that.
No.
Yeah, so in the course of these conversations, we will have opened the cage. Kurgan was in the process of treating the injured, and by the end of this conversation, Ronnke will tell the settlers that we are inclined to escort them back to their settlement to see if there's any more of this business going on, and make an accounting of what has happened there.
The other thing I would recommend also, since we don't necessarily know too much about the Gorians, is trying to figure out where her tribe is or her village.
Well, if she's willing to come along, she is welcome to talk to us about it.
So
I don't know. Two of you are cursed.
let's take some time to at least explain to the villagers that she's not a Pict, and then take some time with her to say we would really appreciate her accompanying us, because we really would like to be able to meet this shaman of hers.
That's going to require
Also that.
some sort of, give me a diplomacy roll on that one.
Okay.
And while this is happening, Kurgan is treating the person in the cart.
Epentius could legitimately leverage our rank in this situation as well.
You will reassure her that this Pict is not a threat, is not out to murder them. They'll be uneasy, but
In fact, point out that she was after the same people that abducted them for the same reason.
and that probably gives them a little bit of confidence that they're not going to be murdered by Picts. And then, your authority carries some weight. So
She's
they'll
clearly
be-
an action girl.
Plus, Apintius has a giant in his party.
But
yeah,
also
but
a
that's
dwarf, so
cancelled
it
out by
balances
the
out.
dwarf. Okay, so you will start you do some first aid. You tend
Bonus,
to the
you
wound.
get a free horse.
Yeah, but who can drive the cart? Who has Teamster?
I do.
Okay, then that
But we
answers
can't
the
drive
question.
the cart. There's only one horse.
One horse can pull the cart.
Yeah, one horse can pull a cart, maybe not full of as many people.
The cart was made for 2 horses. One horse cannot pull that cart.
Well,
So maybe
I
you
think
shouldn't have murdered the other horse.
horse killer. I'm pretty sure if you emptied that damn cart, that horse could pull it.
Berenike, slayer of horses.
I don't think we need the cart.
Actually, just
Well,
took
you
it up
have
to
an unconscious
Got
dude.
a wounded dude.
So if everybody was to get out except for the wounded dude at Kurgan who's treating the wounded person, would the horse be able to pull a cart?
You would have to re-rig the cart, so I guess a teamster roll, so that it can be pulled by just one.
We could tear it down. Lighten it at least.
If you
We
have
don't need the
teamster,
cage
give
anymore.
me a roll on teamster.
Dana's like, oh crap.
I might take extra time, but I don't need to. This is easy.
All right, you can spend a bit of time and improvise sufficiently such that one horse can pull this cart. Won't be
And
able to
because
pull
all
any
of you are
significant weight.
Because all of you are no doubt asking the question in your mind, why the hell do I have Teamster?
Chariot.
It's for chariots.
I wasn't asking that. I would totally go like, oh yeah, that's a good thought. Toss some retrieved weapons into the cart. Take them with us.
So we need to organize a chariot for you.
So I believe you were talking about Kurgan treating the person.
All right,
Yeah,
so
he was
you treat the person. The guy's got a rather nasty injury to his head. You're not sure whether he's going to survive long term, but he's alive at present. Yeah, there could be brain damage or something like that.
I'll continue to treat him as well as I can.
Well, you'll dress the wound and do what you can, but that's about all you can do. He will need, constant care, and then, he may wake up a vegetable.
Yeah, because if we're halfway between here and the farm, or no, halfway between the farm and the fort, that dude being critically injured is like a point towards going to the fort.
So the farm is there in that area.
Oh, I should probably have
So
that
it's-
open then, huh?
It's kind of on the way to the fort.
Okay, never mind
little
then.
bit.
Yeah.
But this woman is insisting that you go to the farm because she wants to check on her husband and son.
Right. And we were going to inquire if then you would be willing to accompany us because, again, we want to speak with the shaman if possible, or have the cursed people examined by the shaman to see if we just need to put them down.
And remind her
She
that there
will
might be
follow.
more of these guys over there.
She says she will follow, but after you sort of get on, get going, you'll see she follows at a cautious distance.
So when is Kurgan Materius going to get the next round of improvement / disadvantages?
I thought this situation was going to take months.
It takes a couple of months, but you become an NPC before the full transformation.
And we put you down. Do you remember how quickly the other ones died?
They went down pretty quick. I was very disappointed at how not badass they were.
That always happens.
I
Yep.
think it was like a critical took one of them out, first blow or something like that.
To the skull, yeah.
It happens. It always seems to happen with me, though. I think you did the same in one of the Shadowrun with that doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Aslan or whatever his name was.
I kept having that problem with Generica too, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those that it's like, yeah, you just have to be prepared for it, because then a single first level halfling farmer will kick the entire party's ass somehow.
Sometimes the dice aren't your friend.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
All right, so you will head off towards the farm, yes?
Yes, farm.
Yeah.
Your picked follower will keep a distance unless
Ligurian.
you go out of your way to want to communicate with her, but she'll at least keep the majority of you at a safe distance.
Oh, Apentius has xenophilia. He is going to totally be engaging this person.
Okay, give me a straight up reaction. Add whatever modifiers might be appropriate. This
Good.
is
Interesting.
This is not going to be an influence thing. This is just going to
Yeah, if Pentius is there, knowing him, I'm going to have to keep an eye on him, so I'll be, probably there as well.
I don't know what she thinks of dwarfs, so should I add my social stigma modifier?
You should, yes.
Is she overconfident?
Oh, I think I added that twice. Oops. One of those should be disturbing voice.
7 isn't much better.
No. One of them should be disturbing voice, unless she's into that.
Mm-hmm.
So she will say to Boulder, "Does this one ever shut up?"
No, I never do. Anyway, as I was saying, during my times in Koth, I found these really interesting.
Then he's like, why is everybody walking so fast?
Hey, hang on. Wait for me. Come on. Come on.
She'll
He is
make the
very
comment,
smart.
"I can quiet him if you want."
No. He has uses. He is a shaman of sorts as well.
He does not look like a shaman.
Hey, I am a shaman. No, maybe I'm not.
This is true. All of the caster. Well, what the hell's the word? I'm trying to remember what the damned Norse word is.
Don't squeeze the shaman.
No, it's
Like the Norse word for a
witch.
spellcaster.
Yeah.
Be a witch or a warlock or something like that.
No, there's a specific word. I just can't remember what the damn
I'm
thing
sure I
is.
would recognize it if you said it.
Yeah, and all of the casters in Nordheim are female. Because that's why Odin is so weird in the myths, is he's actually learned a womanly art according to the Norse.
Let me just quickly check. Vikings.
Meanwhile, Ronnke is telling the settlers stories about horses and battle.
Mystics.
No, it's an actual word. I'm double checking something because I know they incorrectly use it in the Dresden stuff.
The Volva?
No.
Volva? Valeda? Arger?
All right.
It just
So a
occurred.
very good reaction. So she will
yeah.
obviously appreciate Boulder's warrior prowess. And this is something that
And he's pretty.
He's a little less civilized than the rest of us too.
Yeah, well, I did not apply the -2 social stigma barbarian because I figured she's a barbarian as well. So
that's
I figure that probably goes both ways a little bit.
what's that?
We're not actually dragging this looking for that stupid word, are we?
No.
I might be looking for the stupid word.
You're welcome to look for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so with a good reaction, she is actually more open to speaking with Boulder. You can see she is sort of a little
Creeped out.
frustrated by Apentius and his constant talking, but she's tuned out. She's tuned out a little bit to him. So if there's anything that you wish to particularly ask that you're curious about, she may be a lot more willing to talk. Well, she appears to be a lot more willing to talk.
Yeah, I want to know more about who her people are. And he is perfectly fine sharing who his people are. Very far to the north.
So she won't give you an exact location or anything like that, but she
No, I'm
tells
not
you that
expecting
her people live across the river, so you assume Black River. She obviously refers to it by another name, whatever name they've called it. You're welcome to suggest something really cool.
Satyr is what I was looking for.
Right.
Because in Dresden they have Valkyrie referring to him as a Satyrman, which is technically wrong, but that's okay. Yeah, so how are they different from Picts?
She will tell you that they don't have any like real interactions with the Picts. Often they will war with the Picts.
Well,
They
we've
try-
got that in common.
They try and, well, the Picts will even war amongst themselves. But from what you can tell, they live like the Picts. They have some of the same sort of traditions. She obviously can't tell you history because,
Right.
it's not something that barbarians do.
Well, that's not true. She wouldn't necessarily know that because she's not like a memory person or a storyteller or whatever.
So she'll tell you some stories, but they are just definitely different from the Picts. And they consider themselves different from the Picts.
Do the Picts take scalps, or do they take heads?
The Picts do both. Picts take scalps, but they will take heads. Often they will take heads. They collect heads, take them back to their village, and build thrones of heads. You will often see pikes with heads stuck on them around Pict villages and stuff.
Do I have to roll for breakage for the arrow that I fired?
The arrows that went wild and didn't hit a target, they're most likely considered lost unless you spend some time going to look for them. But you're in a forest and stuff, so it's going to be nearly impossible.
Okay.
Those arrows that did hit their mark, you will have to roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, you have broken the arrow, but you can still recover the head if that's something your character can, fashion new arrows. So I think there was one arrow that went wild.
Yeah, I only fired once.
All right, so give me a perception roll. If you succeed by a lot, then you manage to find it stuck in a tree or something like that. No. So that arrow's lost.
Success by 6, +2 for acute vision.
Okay. Yeah, well then you'll find it stuck to a tree. Give me a d6 roll on a 1 or a 2. So your arrow is fine. You do also have some arrows that you could have got from the other bowmen.
I'll collect them.
Yeah.
How many arrows?
We tossed all their weapons into the wagon. Because might as well.
So you
And
have
are
all this
they
stuff.
Bobkin, or what kind of arrows are they?
They're just barbed head.
How many?
Single quiver holds 16, I think.
Is it? I thought it was 20.
Well,
That's a
it's
hit
20 in
quiver.
D&D.
Oh, well, then I may have been getting them mixed up.
Yeah, standard
So I'll
quiver
take
I think is
4
16.
of the
Hit quiver
barb.
is 20.
Then I'll take 4 of them.
Right. Well, this will be slightly more slow going than usual because of the cart.
Get rid of those effects. Cool. So what else? Anything else that you want to find out from her?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
All right, so she will be subtly interrogating Boulder, whether you pick up on that or not. I'll leave that up to your character. But she's asking, she's sort of gathering intel. She's saying, why your soldiers have been coming across the river. She understands that there is an agreement with the Picts and Aquilonians that
When have
the
the
river.
soldiers gone across the river other than us?
Well, that's what she's saying. She says soldiers have been coming across the river. She wants to know why.
That was us. We were pursuing people who stole women from us.
She'll shake her head and she'll say, not you. Some come raiding.
Oh, well, that shouldn't be doing that.
She says, and some of your people stole something very important to us. She says, why have you done this?
This is the first I've heard of it. What about you there, Apentius? Have you heard any of this?
Well, I'll see what the GM directs.
Because the governor kind of freaked out at us when he learned that we went over. Although I have heard, rumors about him and his sisters, so.
Of Apentius and Boulder, if you have curious, give me a
Yep.
roll.
Failed.
Okay.
I think Apentius and Balder have curious.
All right, so you'll
Yes,
notice
I
that
am
she
curious.
mentioned that you have,
What was stolen?
yes. She'll say, the eye of the hawk was stolen from my people by soldiers like you.
There are a few like me. I've never heard of it.
What is the eye of the hawk? Eagle.
She said hawk.
She said hawk.
Tiger.
What is the eye of the hawk?
It's
The eye of the
important to them.
The eye of the tiger is the thrill of the fight.
She says, it is an artifact that has been with my people for generations, for as long as one can remember. And she says, why would you come steal it?
We did.
How long has it been stolen? When did this happen?
She will say, one moon.
Well, I go back in my mind. I mean, does anything strike us as common knowledge a month ago?
When did we go across?
Like
Let's
a
look at the
week ago?
calendar.
That was a week.
So it's been a week. Yeah, a week and a little bit, because you spent a few days across the river, or 3 days.
Wait, was that? No, that was the second time. When did we run into that stupid barrow?
The which?
The barrow, the tomb.
That's when you went across. So a week and a couple of days.
It was longer than a week because we convalesced for a week.
Oh, that's so it's two. So
More like
2
2
weeks.
weeks.
And
It
a
was
bit.
before we went
Ish.
across.
Okay. All right. So not a
Can
month.
we, can she describe this thing?
She basically describes a blue sapphire or blue gem.
Ah, crap. Conan's over there. He totally saw it and nicked it.
He might have. I'm pretty sure Conan might be
Because
getting
he's a
around here
dirty
somewhere.
thief.
So any common knowledge at the fort that we would have come across in memory of
No.
this?
There's been nothing like that discussed. Certainly, no one's discussing crossing the river or anything to that matter, and no one has discussed, light-skinned Picts either.
Does this eye have a particular power? Apinchus asks.
Lets you see hawks?
She will sort of eye Pentius a little bit suspiciously. She says, "It has no power, but it is important to my people."
If I find it, I will return it.
Then we will be indebted to you. But she'll go on and basically you can see that she's like fishing for information. She's kind of accusing you, as in not you personally, but as the whole, for crossing the river, raiding, doing things that you shouldn't be doing, and she's asking why. Her people haven't been interfering, have stayed out of the way. Why are you bringing this onto their people?
Well, Apinchus will simply say that we certainly haven't personally been doing anything towards your people. We've only just learned about your people.
It's these
And-
civilized people. You can't trust
And-
them.
And at the end of the day, we would like to be of assistance in the sense that if we can meet your shaman, perhaps we can help recover this thing.
She'll just sort of nod in
Apinchus says,
acknowledgement.
or Pinchas will say something defective. I just don't see why we have to be off on the wrong footing.
No,
this is
it's
something-
the Aquilonians. They're encroaching on the.
If I may stop, if I may finish, Pinchas is going to say, we're trying to get off on the same footing. We legit don't know of what you're talking about. Perhaps we can be of help to you.
It's the Aquilonians. You can't trust them.
She gives you that look. She doesn't give a response, but she gives you that look that she's obviously pondering your potential usefulness in that regard.
Well, I got a very good reaction. I know what kind of usefulness she's thinking about me.
Well, there's certainly
He can carry 2 buckets.
just 2.
They're very large buckets.
He's only got 2 hands.
All right. So unless there's any further questions, you will eventually arrive at the farmstead.
Which is totally burned out, isn't it?
It has been burned out. I will get perception rolls from people that are searching around the place.
Sure. I can easily fail this.
And if you have forensics, which I don't think anyone has, but you're welcome to roll it.
I have search. You want me to roll that?
Forensics even a skill at this level? Or at this tech level?
I think it is. It's just not the
Very
same
basic.
kind of information.
Do you want me to roll search instead?
No. Perception rolls or observation. You could use observation.
Wow. We
Okay,
didn't do super
so-
great this time, did we?
Success by 4 is the most. So you start searching around. You'll see that the village or the farm has been burnt out. You will find the bodies of her husband and this lady's son. She's going to be mortified, sort of, collapse at their corpses. But Bernie. Oh, actually,
And
you will also
Kurgan.
find a couple of picked bodies. Picked bodies here. The husband and son have been scalped, but both Bernie and actually give me Bernie and Kurgan. Give me a tracking roll, please.
I don't think Ronnke has tracking, does he?
He does not.
So Kurgan.
I guess that's a -5.
All right, so you will see some picked bodies here, but it becomes immediately apparent to you that they weren't killed here. They've got these injuries, but there's no blood on the ground or anything like that. And you get the feeling that the bodies have been placed here. And they're probably a little bit older than the bodies of the husband and son.
Do I
Called
see?
Dan. Yeah, go ahead.
Do I see tracks in terms of the cart coming through?
You do. You see tracks and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
And go ahead.
Yeah.
Can we track it back the way it came?
Well, it's obvious that the tracks are to this wagon. Well,
Right, but
it would
where-
appear that
how
way.
did it arrive here?
Yeah, sort of in the same
first
direction.
time.
So it came this way and then it sort of left this way.
Right. So
Okay.
I'm gonna call Danu over and ask her if she knows these Picts, or if they are, family or the part of her people.
She will look at them and she says, I do not know these men. And she will say, these men did not die here.
I agree.
Yeah. Damn, we should have taken some alive to find out why they're trying to pit us against them.
Now, are the guards Aquilonian,
Yes. Well,
as far as we could tell?
as far as you could tell, they could be Northmen, but they're mercenaries, so soldiers. They could come from different places. But yeah, they're in quotes Westerners.
Someone is trying to
Right.
start a war.
Well, they very nearly succeeded.
Yeah, and the husband and son, they have injuries that I guess you could make. Actually, I'll take your previous rolls on observation. So you could see that the injuries are more like sword and spear, as opposed to axe, which is the common weapon of the Picts. Swords are definitely very rare amongst the
okay.
Picts.
Well, I feel like we've got information enough to take back to the fort.
Or should we follow the tracks back the way they came?
Well, unless I misunderstood, GM said that the cart came from the same direction we just came from.
Yes.
So it came in, went back out, and now we're coming back in with it.
Oh,
Pretty
wow.
much. Yeah.
Okay. Bummer.
Which means we're going to need to make an accounting of any other side roads, or where did that road go?
What do you mean?
Is that-
Side roads.
Well, I don't know if the road that we were on is not a main road, but I don't know if it forked off at any point along the way. So
There's no formal roads or tracks. There might be paths that are a little bit more used from the settlers that
or whatever.
sort of come and go for whatever reason. But there's no roads.
Well, it looked like a road on the map.
Well, you have a road that goes from Tusculum to Velitrium. Well, actually, on the tactical map, yeah, that's just because map wasn't as defined. The actual location wasn't as clearly defined.
Okay, so then the question would be, seeing that that is not an actual road, is there any logical destination along that route? And I don't know that we know the area well enough to determine that.
Well, you, as I told you when you initially saw the wagon, they were sort of following the main road, but they were off it so as not to be
Okay.
noticed. They were
So
trying.
Our
they were
guess
trying
at
to
this
not be
point-
seen.
Our guess at this point would be that they were paralleling this road,
Essentially, yes.
the main road. And that road went back to that place that we were at. That. So if that's true, then they probably would have had a ford across Scalp Creek,
They would have,
unless they were
got
going to
it.
merge over and use the bridge. Assuming there's a bridge. Okay.
So, depending on where their destination was, there's nothing in that direction except for Velitrium.
Okay.
So
Well,
Velitrium
that
was
answers that, I guess.
obviously the most logical place that they were going, but they were doing it off the road so as not to be seen.
So it sounds like we need to burn Velitrium down to the ground.
Absolutely.
So these, we won't have any way to identify them, but I'm wondering if we can't identify something at Velitrium, like somebody at Velitrium. If they were actually going back to Velitrium, then they will have known someone there.
That's possible. If you take the corpses back, you could probably say, do you know who these guys are? You could do that sort of thing.
That's probably a bit more work than we want to do right now. So
Didn't we just leave the corpses back there where they were?
probably.
You did, yes.
I think at this point we've got what we intended to get from the village.
Farmstead, not a village.
Whatever. And we will recommend that the settlers accompany us back to the fort if they are agreeable to that, and they can speak to the governor and make their case for what's gone on here. They can bear witness.
This was not a picked attack.
Yeah.
And in case it's not clear to the players, it's obviously been staged as such that it was Picts that did this.
I was thinking it was staged as soon as you said, there's some picked bodies here. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is staged.
We will, I suppose, make that same offer to the new girl, whose name I've already forgotten.
Danu.
And I suspect she won't be terribly excited about going into the fort, but if she wants to hang out there for a bit, we can see to that whole shaman and or Hawk's Eye business.
So she is going to be hesitant in going to the fort. She doesn't trust you guys at present, but she's at least communicating with you, or at least communicating with Boulder.
Yeah, I can't say I particularly blame her there about not wanting to go into the fort.
However,
I'd be surprised if she did.
However, I think if we can explain to her that the governor, at least from a Pinch's perspective, would take great interest in knowing if someone is trying to sabotage the efforts of the governor,
Unless
and she could speak to this.
Yeah, I think Apentius might be able to make the case to her that she could make the case to the governor that our people are raiding across the river, which we expect isn't actually true. It's probably some third party, but the governor would want to deal with that situation.
And Apentius equally thinks, I mean, you could come with us, but I don't know how far your village is. However, someone who's a leader in your village could certainly speak to our governor. I'm sure he'd be very interested to hear this.
She says,
yeah, that's also
I do
true.
not
She could go
trust
back
your
and fetch
governor.
someone.
I will help you if you agree to help me find the Eye of the Hawk.
I thought I
But
already agreed to
if
that.
you cannot help me, then I don't think you're much use to me. I do not want to speak to your governor at the soldier fort.
I already agreed to try to find the thing.
She knows that. She's not denying that. She's just saying that
She doesn't want to talk to the
she
governor.
doesn't want to talk. She doesn't see any value in talking to the governor. She just wants.
She's heard the rumors about him and his sister too.
Spread that far.
Well, we have to go talk to the governor.
She will follow you
we're
to the
going that
fort,
way.
and she will hide if you want to go back to the fort and do stuff. But she wants to, find the Eye of the Hawk as best she can. Not that she has a lot of options. If she turns up anywhere, she's probably going to get murdered.
Yeah, we can get to the fort, and I can, Balder can stay out there because honestly, I do have a quirk that he doesn't particularly have a positive view of civilized people. So he's probably perfectly fine with hanging outside the fort with her wherever she is, waiting for everybody to finish.
You probably could bring her to all the various locations if you were escorting her. It's not unusual for Picts to come into the villages under escort for reasons of trade or whatever, but it's if she did it on her own, there'd be murdering happening.
Apentius looks at her and says, I think if I can understand that you would not trust us. On the other hand, what harm have we brought to you since you've known us and encountered us at this point? I feel our actions have been trustworthy of you.
She says, so far, yes. I do not know what motivations you have. Your people have been raiding across the river, killing my people.
But we have not made even an effort to kill you, and there is one of you.
she acknowledges. She's sort of is silent, and you can see she's pondering that, and that's obviously a truth that you haven't killed her, and you've been somewhat helpful and stuff. So there's a contradiction there. She sees people raiding across the river, killing people, but you guys have been.
We mean to
not
find
that.
the raiders and show them the error of their ways.
It hasn't even been 24 hours yet. Give her a little longer. Yeah, so we can go to the governor with what we have. We can tell them about the other Not-Picts and that they've been being raided by Aquilonian soldiers of some form or another. And maybe that'll spur some memory and or action.
Telling you guys are going to go in there to talk to the governor, and the ones that are talking to the governor, he's going to go, "How did you know?" And he's going to attack you.
I was going to say, he says, "Oh, is that what you know then?" And no, you haven't told anyone else?
Exactly. And then he goes, "Wait, where's the Paul one?"
All right, so it's back to the fort.
Yeah.
All right. So
Plus, back to the
shall
fort, we
the
could
settlers
potentially
be going with us?
Yeah, I would take at least the injured guy, because that's the best medical treatment he's going to get, other than
Well, they don't.
what Kurgan has given him.
We're not going to force them to come along.
the settlers are quite, traumatized by the fact that son and husband are dead. There's nothing left for them here, so they will, gather whatever salvage or they could salvage from their farmstead, and they will travel with you to the fort. They would rather go to Velitrium if you could take them there, but I don't know if that's what you want to do.
Well, I'll
If
tell you what,
that's not
you
an
can-
option, they will go to the fort. At least so they've got some protection.
Go
The
to
governor-
give him
The governor needs to hear from you personally.
Once we
Also,
do the talking.
The identity of the unconscious dude is just a farmhand. So we have wife, daughter, grandfather, and a farmhand still alive. Husband and son have been killed by non-picked weapons and scalped.
Did it look like they fought back?
The injuries definitely look like real. Looks like they fought for their lives, but they weren't killed by picks. They were killed by probably these soldiers.
Yeah.
Well, at least they fought back.
No, we'll tell the settlers once we do the business at the fort, they can take the cart and the horse and go on to Velitrium if they like.
Well, if that's the only option to them, they'll go to the fort.
While they're gathering their crap, Balder is gonna meander around this place, gather enough stuff up to create a quick pyre for the corpses.
All right, so this is a farmstead.
Yep.
Thing that you also notice that's not really in the MO of Picts is there's still animals and stuff around. If Picts raid,
take the animals back.
They will usually take animals and slaughter them because free food. So there's chickens and goats and whatever still at this farm that have been left.
It will have taken us the better part of the day to get here, I think. So
I think
we're probably
going
to bed down here.
Night, yes.
Yeah. So rig up a pyre for the corpses. Gather their animals.
What about the picked bodies?
I don't know what the traditions are. Balder would just as likely to probably put them on a pyre, but will hesitate if somebody goes, hey, that's not what they do, or
Well, they had a
like
cemetery at the village.
News says, don't do that.
She doesn't care. She doesn't care what you do with these Picts.
Yeah, the Pict village that we hit had a cemetery.
Well, then he'll just put them on the pyre too, because I don't want to dig it. I don't want to dig a big hole.
All right, so you burn the bodies. The farmers will gather what animals they can, unless you have an issue with them
Nope.
dragging some goats and sheep or whatever.
And I'm presuming Kurgan is going to be doing his best to keep the farm guy alive.
Kudo probably wants to go and, he's looking at the chickens, and drooling.
He's not the only one.
Ican has chicken.
And correct, Kurgan's doing what he can to keep the guy alive.
Unless you've gone feral and you're eating him.
All right, so you're going to spend the night here. You set up camp. I will assume that this place will have at least comfort. It's not going to have concealment, so you'll have lines of sight here. It is a farm. You will set up your watches. The night will pass without event. However, you will see that Danu, she sort of goes off and camps elsewhere, but come the morning, she won't be far off.
It's all good.
I guess you can scratch off 3 meals from your rations.
What are you talking about? We got perfectly good chickens.
Unless you want some chickens.
No.
You're welcome to have
Kurgan
enough.
Try to hunt.
You can hunt if you wish. A successful bow roll will give you 1 meal. Alright, so you can scratch off 3 meals except for 1 because you bag a rabbit.
All right, let's go back to the fort.
So,
Find out that the governor's evil and he's going to try to kill you guys.
So you'll head back to the fort. That's half a day. You're taking the wagon that's now loaded up with a few cages that have some chickens in it, and hitched to the back of the wagon is some goats. The unconscious guy is still unconscious. During the night, he stirred for a little bit, then sort of passed out again. You will arrive at the fort. Danu will not go near. She will keep her distance, hiding out in a thicket of trees, some distance from the fort.
I'm sure we can give her some recommendations as to hiding spots.
I'm going to go down to the river while you guys are doing this stuff. I'll wash up.
Okay, where is crocodiles in my NPC list?
Sweet. I'm not going to need some meals for a while.
Or maybe the crocodile's not going to need some meals for a while.
Please.
Okay, so you will arrive back at the fort with these people in tow. You can clean up, you can do whatever. I assume that you're going to report to the governor.
Mm-hmm. Well, captain first and then governor.
All right, so you will meet with Abris, and he will
Report.
ask for a
Salute
debrief.
report.
Do you withhold any information, or are you telling him the whole story?
Nothing to withhold, I think. Apentius reads the minutes.
What about your new picked friend?
Oh, Pentius is going to be forthcoming with all things.
Maybe we'll leave out the fact that she's waiting outside the fort.
She might have snuck up to watch Balder take a bath.
No, we need to explain to the captain because we're going to tell the governor about her because we want to see a possible development here.
Well, I'm not expecting to bring her in at all.
It's not about
So,
bringing her in. It's about advising them of what we've learned.
well, but we can tell them what we learned without telling them that she's waiting outside the fort hiding.
Do you reveal that you're helping her to recover this Eye of the Hawk?
My recommendation in that case would be to tell them about the whole Eye of the Hawk thing, that it's been stolen, because maybe somebody knows something about that.
In my experience, when you withhold these things, Hire often doesn't tell you everything they know. They just expect you to tell them everything you know.
And sometimes they're mildly disappointed.
All right, so Abris will say, that's crazy. Why are you agreeing to work with these Picts?
Not Picts, Captain.
So they don't know anything about these other Ligurians, I guess?
The captain doesn't. He says if she's light-skinned, then she's probably a captive that's grown up with the Picts and been savaged or gone savage.
Well, that's what I would have thought initially, but she mentioned they'd been there for generations.
He still says this is a dangerous thing working with the Picts. It's going to cause complications.
If this is a completely different tribe and we're not tracking that, sir, don't you think that would be rather important to get onto?
He says, will it change what we're doing here?
It might keep
Maybe.
the peace.
So at the moment, the captain's indifferent. If you wish to sway him to some sort of point of view, that would require a skill roll.
Well, I don't know that his point of view matters in this case.
Yeah,
he does say,
can argue for you with the governor.
So at the moment, he's indifferent. He does say that this information needs to be brought to the governor, but he doesn't think it's a wise thing to try and work with the Picts. Yeah,
Well,
more than likely it's going to come back and stab
Pentius
you in the back.
Pentius doesn't really give a shit what the captain thinks. It's what the governor thinks.
So no attempt to persuade the governor to your point of view?
The governor, yes, not the captain.
Sorry, the captain.
No, the captain can think what he thinks. It's the governor's opinion that matters to Pentius.
All right, so then you will.
I can't
the captain
think of what
will
I
then
would
say,
use
"Okay,
to do it."
Y'all are some ill-tempered people.
The captain says
Not
this
very
needs to be
diplomatic.
taken to the governor, and at least reported. We can't have people trying to start a war. That's not going to be good for anyone. Neither not us nor the Picts. So you will have an audience with the governor. Does anyone have a public speaking or something like that? Something that can, a skill roll that can help relay this information in a good way.
Savoir-faire military.
Fast talk, diplomacy.
Savoir-faire. That'll work. Give me that one. And I assume it's going to be Bernie that's doing this, unless it's going to be Apentius as the talker.
Can I at least try to give Bernie some points?
Sure, you can have an assist.
What shall I assist with?
Probably any influence skill would probably work.
I would advise against intimidation, though.
Well, how about if
Other
I
than-
try,
Or sex appeal.
what if I try diplomacy? I don't know, fast talk. What can I
Fast talk's
give?
not a good idea.
What can
Diplomacy
I give
is probably
to
your best.
All right, diplomacy it is.
His fast talk might wear off, and then him go, wait a minute.
All right. Bernie, give me a savoir-faire military with a +1.
God help you. Hey, look at that. You didn't fail.
And
Well,
I
I didn't
assume
figure
that
I
you're going to give the same information that you gave the captain, just
basically.
withholding the fact that you have a friend camping outside the gates or outside the fort.
We'll tell him that we intend to help, but not that she's hiding outside the gate.
All right, so the governor will tell you, I've never heard of this Eye of the Hawk, nor have I heard any reports of people crossing the river and raiding or stealing anything. That's not to say it's not happening, and it troubles me that someone is trying to start a war with the Picts, staging a false raid on this farmstead. Whoever is behind this must
Damn, we
be...
should have found some false flags there, shouldn't we?
Whoever is behind this must be found and brought to answer for this.
Sir, I wonder if it wouldn't be wise for us to go to the village of these people and speak to their leader on your behalf.
We're not supposed to cross the river. Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm not there.
And what message would you seek to bring to these people?
Exactly what you've just described, sir. What is your intent, and how can we best express it to them? Perhaps they have information they can give us that would be helpful to you.
Says, I don't know about that. We would be crossing the river again, and we may just be adding fuel to this fire.
Well, but
Wait a
that
second.
would be diplomatic.
Wait a second. Is there? I thought they were not on the other side of the river. This group of Ligurians.
No, they're on the other side of Black River.
Oh, I was
She-
confused about that too.
Yeah,
No, she said that they crossed the river and came after them.
Right. Yeah.
Sir,
Right.
she didn't give you the exact location or anything like that, but just told you that her people are on the other side of Black River, so they are in the Pictus wilderness.
Well,
then, sir.
if we cross the river into their territory. They're not picked, so we're not really breaking the rules.
Seems to me, sir, you would rather build this as a possible allegiance if we know nothing of these people.
He will think and say, if we can deliver a message and they approach us if they wish to speak, if they wish to talk. But I do not think it's wise to cross the river. I do want to find out who is responsible for this. These farmsteaders were murdered by our own, if I understand what you're telling me.
Sir, have you heard nothing? I mean, absolutely nothing in the wind of any of this from any other sources?
I have not. The people responsible for the attack on the farm, someone knows them. And where were they headed? Velitrium?
That's our best guess.
Scandaga, perhaps? At least someone knows who these people are. Someone has hired them. The wagon, the prison wagon that you have, must have come from somewhere. I'd like you to investigate that. Find out what you can. Find out if you can identify who's responsible, and then we can report to me and we can take it from there. I do not want someone starting an unnecessary war with the Picts. I have full confidence in our ability to hold this line, but it will cost. It'll be paid in blood, both ours and Picts, and that's unnecessary.
We will
The-
see that.
Sir,
The captain will say, Governor, if the Picts or Pict activity is picking up, I would like our people to, or my men here, to be on patrol, not chasing some mystery.
Uh-oh, the captain's involved.
But we're PCs.
The governor says, I understand your concerns, Captain, but these are the PCs. They need to drive this story forward.
just a question. What, I mean, if we saw this winged creature, has the captain, has the governor heard of this thing? I mean, is that just oh well, that's something flying around?
Everyone sort of heard the rumors and of this winged creature. Neither the captain nor the governor have actually seen it like you have, but they have heard of the stories. They don't know what to make of it. It's certainly something new.
These things happen out here in the middle of nowhere.
So he says,
Random critters.
what is Bernie's rank? It would be
You gave me 2.
what does that actually equate to in Aquilonian? Officer of some sort. Well, he'll say, Berenike, take your people, identify who these traitors were, find out what you can, report to me once you know who is responsible for this. Who it is here that is looking to start a war.
We will see it done.
You'll see the captain Abris will sort of sigh. And he says, Captain, if you need extra men, I can take some of the fort stock, so your rangers may continue their patrols. He says, he sort of nods and says, understood. And unless there's anything else, you will be dismissed.
Hop, hop.
So the captain will be a little bit annoyed. He'll say as you're leaving, as you sort of depart, says, I hope this adventure of yours pays out. Your efforts in the field are far more valuable to me than some witch hunt.
It's all right, Cap. We know you love us.
No, I don't.
I have it on good authority.
He'll growl and say, at your leave, do what you need to do.
We will make report when we have something.
Oh, and the governor says that he will organise a detachment of a couple of soldiers to escort the farmsteaders back to Velitrium. Unless, of course, you guys are going that way.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like we're headed that way ourselves anyway. So that's the next thing.
So that means he doesn't need to organize them. And there you go. That's saved some dudes.
Well, maybe we can keep the cart and get an extra horse.
No, there won't be any extra horses. They're a limited resource.
This is the perfect time to split the party. Some go to Velitrium, some go to the wilderness.
So on that note, we could tell Danu that we're going looking for the people who are responsible for the raid, who may actually have the Eye of the Hawk, and
Totally
she might be
your
willing
ears
to
away,
go
by the way.
along. Can you?
You're going to get us de-streamed.
I keep forgetting to actually turn it on.
That's actually. You do need to be careful with it. Not that we're monetized anyway.
Well, yeah, I was going to say. No, so we tell her that we're going there to find the people that are responsible. She might want to go along to find that out. I do want to go to her village, but I guess we don't have to go right away.
And doing so would be breaking the rules.
Well, it's a diplomatic mission. We can make some excuses for that. I
The
think.
governor just said no.
We'll have to get the letter of the law there.
Well, he didn't specifically say no.
Frickin' civilized people.
He just didn't. He didn't see any value in it and would rather not. But he didn't, outright say no. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I say we go to Velitrium and see what we can find there.
You probably also get the feeling that the new will not take you to her village yet. She doesn't trust you enough. She'd be giving up the location of her people.
So it sounds like Velitrium is first. So the next question there is, do we have anything to actually go on?
You probably have to collect the bodies, so you can say at least start asking around. Who knows these people?
If there's anything left now.
Pentius will. We still have the wagon, do we?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, Pentius will do a cursory examination of the wagon. Is there anything in this
Maker's
wagon
Mark.
on it that might indicate a lead?
Yes, there is a maker's mark. This is obviously not something that you are familiar with, but yeah, you can find a maker's mark.
Well, that's a start. Yeah, I mean,
And Kurgan had gone through those bodies initially looking for keys, but perhaps did Kurgan see something or pick on something that now, in hindsight, he would go,
No. They seemed like your run-of-the-mill mercenary.
Would you say Velitrium is part of the Bosnian marches?
Doesn't. I don't know, actually. Where does it end? I think it's right next to it, but it's not part of.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. I don't think it is. It might be. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I think the marches are, right along here. That's the border.
is that the border or is that the road?
Well, that's a road. But
yeah, maybe.
yeah, I'm not sure what province Velitrium. It could be the Bostonian marches.
Because if that's the case, then what I'm saying is maybe I can roll area knowledge based on that maker's mark and see if I recall anything.
Area knowledge local is not that specific.
Oh.
That would be probably more under current affairs or something like that. But it's definitely not something that your characters, unless you're working in those circles, then it's not something that you're going to be privy to. Maybe a critical. If you roll a critical, then yeah, I've seen that. But other than that, no.
Here's an interesting thought for Pentius. Augury. That's a incantation path, which is the path to future fate and chance. Because I was wondering if you could do a what the heck is it? Not precog, psychometry sort of thing.
it's a good idea.
And I'm looking to see if they have anything under there. Maybe control augury. Yeah, force someone to see a vision. No, wait, that's someone. Never mind. It's probably still the closest. Yeah, but that's something. That's probably something you could contemplate. All right, so Velitrium it is.
Are you heading out the very next day?
I don't think why not.
I don't think it's a Monday or June, because neither of those are around yet.
In terms of calendar. That's when you're at.
Yeah, probably also need to have the, if possible, the fort physician dude to look at the guy.
Right.
Oh, nope, he's gonna die.
Oh, someone give me a universe reaction roll.
Ethan's been
I'll do
stupid
it.
quiet. No, Ethan's been stupid quiet. Make him do it.
All right. Universe reaction, go.
Wow, he's going to pull through. He will awake in the infirmary. He will have no knowledge of what's happened.
Of course he doesn't.
And the captain goes, "How would you like to become a soldier, son?" And impresses him into service.
It's not son. He was an older man.
No, this was a farmhand, sort of
Yeah, it's not the grandpa.
mid to late 20s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has no memory of the incident or anything like that. The last thing he remembers was just chilling on the farm, doing the farm stuff. He will wake. He will be in a stable condition. He's going to be okay to travel if you wish to take him with. In fact, actually, I've got our casted doctor.
Right.
He says, "I don't care what you do with him, but he can't stay in my infirmary. This is for soldiers."
Huh,
He
what
could become a
bunch
soldier.
of hard-asses.
He will be good enough to travel, but he's going to be someone else's responsibility, not mine.
All right, so we'll take off in the morning.
Are you going to organise rations?
Well, I
travel
was
stuff.
considering that. How long was the trip?
Pinchas will want to replace those two spells that he cast.
All right, you take the time and do your thing. Don't worry about doing the rolls at the moment.
So that's going to be, what, a 2-day trip? I don't remember.
To Velitrium,
Yeah.
50 miles on the road, so so it'll be a 2-day trip. So you'll get there sort of mid-morning the next day, assuming that your lowest move is 4.
Well, we've got a cart, and that's probably not going to be very fast. So it won't be. Yeah, 2 days is going to be my guess.
Sounds like a plan.
Since this is being authorized by the governor, Captain Abris will wear the cost of the supplies.
So what are we going to do? Add 6.
3 meals a day, 1.5 pounds weight, so per day.
And at some point in the as we're getting underway, Pinchas will want to talk about the importance of keeping some prisoners alive.
Actually, I'll look at the calendar. Since it's going to be 2 days, Captain Abris will give you your pay.
Oh.
So that will be 1 month.
Holy crap, we lived long enough to get paid.
Right. How much is that again?
We have no idea.
I think it was 750. But it is, since you're mercenaries, it is a job role that will increase or decrease that amount by 10%.
What
Times the
is
margin.
the roll?
I'll need to find one
It's
second.
totally going to be a skill that I don't have.
This is something that I wish was in the basic set.
Well, it
Maybe
does
just the
have
soldier
something.
roll.
I don't have soldier.
Nor do I.
4th edition doesn't have very many job tables.
It doesn't have the job tables, but it does have the job system.
Fortunately, the 3rd edition Conan actually does have job tables.
No, it doesn't. Fortunately, it'll pretty much work as is.
Okay, so mercenary soldier. You need weapon skills, levels totaling 40 plus. So I guess 3 or 4 weapon skills to qualify.
Well, ignore that for that purpose. We already got the job.
And it is 750 is your payment.
What's the
success roll is your best weapon skill.
best weapon skill? All right.
So we'll. I think it's probably best to do it as a group. So your cohort gets paid an amount.
Then I believe Materius has the highest weapon skill.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do it that way. You would average them out, I would presume.
Does my scribe skill have any role in this?
In this, it would not.
If we
It is
average,
actually a job
we
for
average
scribes.
he's going to drag our average down.
Scribes get paid 300. You need to have administration of 12 plus to be a scribe.
Oh, you're just going to separate him out from the rest of us.
No. We'll do it as a group because he's part of the cohort. So type in chat your best weapon skill and we'll just take the average. Is someone calculating that? Or do I need to bring out a calculator?
Average is 15.8.
All right, so 15. Bernie can make the roll since he's the boss man.
Beat you to it, Kurgan. Neener.
So
You doing
Bernie,
anything, Daniel?
roll 3d6.
Sorry.
You can probably set that up as an other.
Eventually.
So succeed by 2. So you get 20% on top of that. So 750 plus 20%.
Is that per person or for the group?
That's per person. So
So
the
900.
total will be for the group, but then you'll divvy it out.
Right.
So 900.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I think it's 900 because 750, 20%. That'd be 150. Yeah, 900.
Yay! I didn't thoroughly foobar my math.
And then from that, you can deduct your cost of living, which is 600.
Oh, God damn it.
Now I have less.
So that's 900. You said that was 900 per person or 900 for the group,
Per person.
and then minus
And
600 for cost of living.
Yes. As long as you are status 0.
Right.
If you are higher status, then it's going to be more.
I am not higher status, but I do have a lower wealth level, and I'm trying to remember how that affects it.
If you're struggling, it's 50%.
Yeah, but 50% to what?
It would be your income.
What are you spending your money on?
I think it's 50% for struggling.
I don't think it actually does that. So it's half starting wealth, and it says any job is open to you, but you don't earn much, which I think has to do with more with getting the job and not necessarily what happens while you have it.
I'm good with that. It's not that important. So
Yeah. But
you're getting paid really well. This is sort of money you're not used to. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a good
Well, I
wicket.
just figured I'm probably bad with money anyway.
How much do chickens cost? Because I'm absolutely going to buy some of those chickens.
I would have no idea. I wouldn't know where to start.
I know, right?
You could probably take it as food. So there's 2 meals maybe in a chicken. So the average, I don't know, maybe $5 for a chicken.
Okay. Presuming they will actually sell them.
Can I have the leather working skill? Can I make armor for Kudo?
You need to have armory body armor to make armor. But yes, you could make armor for Kudo. It's whether he really wants to wear it or not.
So it says this is the ability to work with leather to make belts, saddles, armor, etc. Accessible skill roll lets you repair or create leather goods.
I would have thought that'd be armory body armor for making armor.
And there's the answer.
90%, sir. It is.
But that's still going to take time.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are leaving the very next day. Do you?
Yes.
Do you relieve the doctor of having to look after this farmhand?
Yeah, there's no reason not to bring him along.
And
Unless he-
Kurt can continue to offer, esoteric medicine, herbal aid.
Well, at this point, other than dressing wounds and making sure infection doesn't set in, there's not much you can do for another week.
he's going to knit or he's not going to knit.
So I think armory, body armor is going to be metal armor, based off of the rating of both the leatherworking and then the armory body armor.
Okay.
Because it specifically states also defaults to Smith at TL1 and Smith at TL2 -4 and to machinist. So that's like, you don't need that for leather.
Well, I think in the case of leather armor, I'd probably say they're both applicable.
Yeah, I'm good with that. So you could use either skill, but it's still going to take time. And then you'd need to get the tools as well.
Right, well.
Okay, so next day in the morning, you set out with the settlers and the injured farmhand. You're using the prison wagon, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
They will sell you a couple of chickens if you want a couple of chickens, since they're not really much use to them at this point.
Heck, they could have made bank at the fort by selling all of their livestock to them.
I was just going to say they probably did that anyway. So
Which will definitely improve local morale. With like, hey, check it out, more food. I gotta go.
No, Baldur's never going to kill that chicken. It's going to be like Lost in Space.
No, he's got 2 chickens. He's gonna eat one of them.
Just to keep the other one in line.
That would be funny if you get around with a chicken under your arm all the time.
Awesome quirk.
You go to cut its throat, and then it's just looking at you and giving you those puppy dog eyes, and you just can't bring yourself to kill it.
He has bloodlust. He's it's like that damn thing pecked him on the hand. So it's like it's on. Snap. Stupid bird. You're gonna taste one.
Hey, roll the bloodlust skill just to see if you critically fail or
failed.
something.
All right, so you will set out in the morning, and this episode ends with you guys riding out or walking out of the gates, heading down the road as the sun begins to rise.
And
Does
I'm presuming does Danu join us as we're walking up there?
Once you're clear from the place, yes.
We got to give her the news about the new mission. See what she thinks about it.
But we get to do that next week because this is where the mission ended.
Well, did it end
Chicken.
before we got to her or after we got to her?
She's going to tag along.
The camera is pulling back, so it's a wide shot, and you can't hear anything. And she comes up there, and you see me offer her a little bit of chicken.
Well, best way to a warrior's heart is through their stomach, eh?
That's probably some kind of marriage, right? In their culture.
It's going to be Mrs. Reynolds episode.
As Balder and his chicken and the Ligurian walk off into the wilderness together.
All right, so 2 points.
And sometime later, all of the Picts are united and attacking Aquilonia.
And really tall.
Really, really tall.
Is anyone spending any of their points?
Don't know yet.
Any questions, clarifications, or anything like that?
Not
Next
at
time,
all.
let's just keep one prisoner, please, so that Pinchas can perhaps use mesmerism on them and read their minds or something.
We'll consider the future status of potential prisoners on the walk to Velitrium.
Woohoo!
Are
I
you-
can't get blamed for not taking any prisoners.
Are you going to potentially pick up these corpses or see if they're still there, or are you just going to go off the your maker's mark so far?
I don't see how those corpses will still be there. They're out.
Yeah, that's like 2 days in the wild, and by the time we get there, it'll be 4 days.
It doesn't take all that long for a body to start breaking down,
Plus, animals start eating them.
and there are some freaky animals out here.
Oh, before I forget, the new effects.
Oh, okay. Did they add some new stuff?
Yes, you. Well, no, not the rule set. This is your companion's turning.
Great. Freaking monsters, man. We're going to have to put them both down.
Oh, those effects. Has it been long enough? It's only been a couple of days.
No, it's been a week since the previous effects took place.
Was it?
Yeah,
I
because
agree with Daniel. We should have given him mercy.
the previous effects took place when you were across the river, so it's been a couple of weeks since then.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so those of you that are transforming,
Just
you
two of
will become ham-fisted.
Dope.
So
Oh,
there's
that's gonna
a
suck for
-1 to all dex-based skills that require hands.
that sucks for
that
both of them.
includes combat and stuff.
Yep. Ham-fisted sucks.
And you're also going to have Bloodlust and Berserk on a 6 or less.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Bloodlust and Berserk 6
Ah.
or less. That's brutal. Materius is going to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Berserk.
not 6 or less.
Boo!
15 or less. My bad.
Boo!
It's
I
coming.
already have it at 12 or less, so it doesn't change then, right?
Never comes down.
The just so you understand, the problem with Berserk, if you fail that roll, you go Berserk, you may end up attacking friends.
So Berserk is 15 or less.
And that frequency of submission is how you stop doing that.
Yeah, so Berserk and Bloodlust at 15 or less. If you already have Bloodlust, then, it doesn't change.
So 15 isn't too bad. You can most of the time stop. But it gets down to 6. You can't stop anymore.
Self-control anytime you suffer more than 1/4 of your hit points in the space of a single second. So that doesn't mean a single injury. It can be like multiple injuries. And whenever you witness equivalent harm to a loved one, you may deliberately go berserk by taking the concentrate maneuver and making a successful will roll. Let's see, berserk is if you're with a hand weapon, you got to do all out. unless there's no foe within reach, in which case you have to move and attack or move and slam or whatever. You may attack with a ranged weapon if they are more than 20 yards away, but you may not take the aim maneuver. Immune to stun and shock. Injuries cause no penalty to your move.
So just go over those again. It's Berserk, 15 or less, Bloodlust, 15 or less, and Ham-Fisted, 1 level of Ham-Fisted.
No increases to strength or health.
Nope.
Now it's just a bunch of bad crap. So, just point of order there, Giger, you were slightly incorrect because you only have to attack a foe or a friend as a foe if they try to restrain you. It says when you down a foe, you may, if you wish, attempt another self-control roll to see if you snap out of the berserk state. If you fail or do not roll, you remain berserk and attack the next foe. Treat any friend who attempts to restrain you as a foe. So, honestly, if I just stand back and let him go, then...
And of course, you're a little bit more hairier.
At some point, you're going to get the fur perk.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, your next round of changes is both good and bad.
So I guess I better start wooing Danu to get us access to the shaman.
I'm sure if you help her in her cause, at least progress that at some point, she might consider taking you to the shaman.
Is it the Ham-Fist at -5 or -10?
Ham-Fisted 1. So first level of Ham-Fisted.
So -5. Yeah, -5. You suffer a penalty to dex based off of and a fast draw. For -5, the penalty is -3.
Yeah, technically, anytime you're wearing gauntlets.
Ham-Fist sucks really bad. Holy crap.
Technically, anytime you're wearing gauntlets, you have ham-fisted as well.
You suffer a penalty to any dex-based roll to do fine work using the skills listed under high manual dex and a fast draw. For -5, the penalty is -3. Wow. You're also a messy eater. You can't tie a necktie properly, and so on.
Yeah, they're going to be a mess.
Cool.
So, Epentinius, did you look? You were potentially looking into learning about casting out demons.
Well, what we discovered is that because incanter cannot affect or replace the role of a cleric or a druid, there's not much I can do at all in that regard.
Yeah, you have to either find a shaman or find Mako.
Oh, okay.
Dungeon fantasy loophole.
Looking at Ham-Fisted, this is not quite as bad as I was thinking. It's just going to be fast draw and those skills that are for fine work, like artists and stuff like that. It's not attack skills. It's only fast draw. You have unusually poor motor skills. You suffer a penalty due to any dex-based roll to do fine work using the skills listed under high manual dexterity and a fast draw skill. So looking at high manual dexterity on page 59, that is dex-based against artist, jeweler, knot tying, leatherworking, lockpicking, pickpocket, sewing, sleight of hand, and surgery, as well as dex-based rolls to do fine work with machinist or mechanic. So But bonus does not apply to IQ-based or large-scale Dex-based attacks, nor does it apply to combat-related die rolls of any kind. So it's just going to be the fast draw at the moment, which sucks more for Kurgan than it does for Materius.
Yeah, reduced my fast draw from 16 to 13.
Oof. You shouldn't have let yourself be possessed.
Why did you guys kill the creatures?
They were in my way, and they were attacking us. Cool.
All right, so nothing else.
And if I remember, wasn't it Epintinius who said, "Hey, just take
Pentius.
it and see what happens"?
No, that may have been me.
That sounds more like a Balder. Pentius is more of like, let's not take it.
No, remember you told me, "Hey, just let it happen and see what happens." I remember that.
I think you blew a willpower check. I think that's what happened.
Well, he is going crazy. He is being possessed, so we can't really trust anything he says.
All right, well, take care, everybody. I'll see you guys.
Wait.
next week.
GM has to do his outro thing.
So, if you are watching this and you have any questions, corrections, suggestions, or general hecklings, feel free to leave a comment here or find us on Discord. Thank you for watching. Olympus out. Good night, stream.
Good
Catch you
night.
later.